Welcome to Let's Learn 2024 D&D, where I go over a different rule of the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition in 2024. This is for people looking for a quick rule refresher or looking to get into the game. Today we are talking about proficiency, so let's learn. Proficiency is simply your character being good at something. If you know how to wield a sword, you are proficient with it. If you are well versed in the study of magic, you're proficient with it. If you study the entire Five Nights at Freddy's lore to make up a mini-series for your podcast, you might be proficient in it, but that's kind of a toss-up. Joke aside, in 2024 Dungeons & Dragons, proficiency is given to certain skills, weapons, magic, or saving throws, depending on the species, background, class your character might be. So a little bit of everything. In real life, proficiency is the equivalent of being good at something you have practiced in. A doctor or nurse in the world of Dungeons & Dragons would likely have proficiency in a medicine skill, and we can talk more about skills in a future video in more detail. When your character has proficiency in something, they get to add a static number called a proficiency bonus anytime they perform a d20 test with the thing they are proficient in. Similar to how we add the ability modifier to our d20 tests, we also add the proficiency bonus to a d20 test if our character has proficiency in the d20 test. To provide an example that will make more sense over time, in Dungeons & Dragons, if you swing a longsword, you add your strength modifier to your attack roll. If your strength is 14 and gives you a +2 to the modifier, you roll a 20-sided dice to attack and add 2. However, if the character we're talking about is proficient with longswords, they would also add their proficiency bonus to the result. So we get to a crossroad. How do we determine our proficiency bonus? And luckily, that is extremely easy. Your proficiency bonus is a static number that is determined by your overall character level, and I'm going to go ahead and provide a chart that shows what your proficiency bonus will be at certain levels. But to verbally explain it, your character at level 1 starts with a proficiency bonus of +2. This number is only ever added to things you have proficiency in. As you level up in the game, your proficiency bonus increases. This increase reflects that your character gets better at the skills that they're already good at over time. Certain classes might get the ability to gain more skills over time as well. Now, this does overlap with a lot of other concepts I haven't gone into much of, like leveling up, determining what you're proficient in, and acquiring proficiencies, and we could talk more about that later when we get to setting up a character sheet. But what's important to take away is that proficiency bonus is the flat number that increases for all characters as they reach certain levels, and they only apply to things that they have proficiency in. When we cover saving throws, ability checks, or skill tests, or skill checks, there's a lot of ways to call it, and attack rolls, we will put this all together. An important note to close on regarding proficiency is it is not required that you have a proficiency bonus in something to perform a d20 test. Using our earlier example, if you are not a doctor or a nurse, you may still be in a situation where you need to try to treat someone's injuries. In this case, you would make a d20 test. You just don't get to add that proficiency bonus to it. And you only add the appropriate ability modifier. And in the case of medicine, it's wisdom. So we'd add our wisdom modifier. So with that, thank you all for listening to the Let's Learn. Go ahead and leave a like and subscribe if you haven't. If there's another topic you want to cover for the 2024 rules of Dungeons & Dragons, or have a question about the topic we just covered, leave a comment. The point of these are to be educational and informative, to help introduce the game to people who may not have played before, or people that want to get back into it. And if you have a friend that you want to coerce into playing this game, send them these videos and let them learn how to play, and then say, hey, we're playing. That's how it works, I think. See you next time.